Merry Christmas, people, to everybody. Welcome to Christmas Eve of 2025. And I've been having trouble with my cell phone. You see in the comments and everything. I didn't know if I was going to be on tonight because I was having trouble because I'm still on my cell phone. Kid's gonna have to go to bed early tonight for Santa Claus to come. I just got off of YouTube for public safety, watching him and Tiffany. I want you all go to for public safety, Chris and Tiffany. They brought down Jamie Noe of the Clark County Sheriff's Office and all that. So, people, I was watching Santa Who. Then a movie that came on after that was Angel Singing with Willie Nelson and what's his name? He played in as a truck driver. They had a bunch of country singers on Angel Sings. And those two shows, Christmas shows, I was crying, sad, because they always with their family. I can't be with my family. It hurts people that I can't be with my mom and dad on Christmas. And I did clean the cat box out in the living room. I got done with that, done some sweeping. I didn't get nothing in my mailbox up there. Hello, Banshee. Welcome, my friend. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, you and your family, wherever you're at, if you believe in Christmas. There's some people that don't believe in Christmas. That's okay. That's your right. And I was thinking of going to the post office today. I said, no. Oh, Dave, okay. And I figured, I like Christmas. But my birthday is what, Kathy? See, there's Kathy. She wants some love, and you heard her meow. My birthday is after Christmas. And Dad always said when I was a kid, it's cheaper. What? Why can't I get on YouTube, Kathy? Start your own YouTube channel. Hello, Justin. Welcome. People, one thing, the turkey's all done. There ain't much of it left. It's something. Don't talk about cats or you get kicked out. So it's best, Dave, to delete it. Hello, CJ. How you doing? Welcome. You don't talk about kitty cats, people, because there's too many people on. Well, I deleted it because there's people on here that loves cats, dogs, horses, cows, and we love them. And hello, let's see, Law Andrea Mars. Hello, Merry Christmas, young lady. You and your family. Your Christmas will be better than mine. You know, I'm 70 plus. You know, they said don't tell them exactly how old you are. I said 70 plus. And I got a birthday coming up after Christmas. It's been about 8 or 9 years since I really had a good Christmas with my mother. She passed away in either 16 or 17 in February. It's not funny. Thank you. You know, people, I wouldn't want any kids to be born in the month of December. If you ladies plan to have babies in the future, plan it where they will not be born in the month of December. You know, because, if they born on December the 1st, that's only 24. Okay, you have it easy. You welcome back anytime. Just subscribe to my channel. Help me get my subscribers. I'm about 200 and something away from 1,000 subscribers. Because I subscribe to a whole... Okay, I'll still be here for about an hour or so. I'm going to try to be careful. You never know, people. With Spectrum Internet, it goes up and down. Since this is Christmas Eve, there's going to be a whole lot of people on the internet. Usually when that happens, internet gets kind of crowded. And I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. I've been trying to get my old laptop to work. I reset it because I was going to probably give it to somebody. But you reset it, it won't reboot. I went on YouTube and watched and, like I said, hit F9. I hit that. Thank you. These is reading glasses. They're about 1.75 is what they are. 2.50. These does better than a 2.5 reading glasses. And the weather got up probably to the 50s, I think. I put some dry cat food on the cot outside, got my rake, dumped some cat litter in the flower bed, or I guess you call it a flower bed, but people, instead of paying people, when you buy new tires and you have to pay to get rid of, tell them to put them in your trunk, bring them home, put them in your yard. Lordy, that pays good money the way I understand it. That pays good money to do underwater welding. I guess you learn that in the, I'm going to say Navy, I would think. I wouldn't think you worked at Jeff Boat, because they closed down years ago. They built barges, $200 an hour. People, I wouldn't know what to do with $200 an hour, 40 hours a week. That's a whole lot of money. That's a whole lot of money. I've never tried to weld underwater. It's always been above water. But people, I I want you to be careful. District 1 for a stroke at 317 Broadway Street, cross streets of Dole Avenue, South Indian Avenue, apartment 5. Repeating, Tri-Township Fire Department, Tri-Township BMS, your District 1 for a stroke, 317 Broadway Street, apartment 5, come out 2154. And I don't like sharks either. You know, I almost drowned when I was little. I don't know how little. Our schools back in the 50s and 60s used to take us on school trips. And we went up somewhere around Madison, Indiana. I want to think it's Muscatatuck, up around Madison, up in that area. I was walking out into the water. You know how it is when you walk up from the beach or whatever. First responders, District 2 for a fall, 16420 Clap Road, across streets of Newmarket Road and Timber Street. Repeating, Clarksville, correction, Charlestown. First responders, District 2 for a fall, 16420 Clap Road, come out 2165. Oh, Clap Road and Newmarket, people. It's up by Marysville, Otisco area. If you know anything about Clark County, Indiana. But people, this is the second year. Hello, Hidden Energy. How you doing? Welcome, my friend. A Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope everybody been good enough for Santa Claus to see them. But every time I see a kid, you know, before Christmas, I said, "You been good for Santa Claus?" I said, "Yeah." And I said, "How about Daddy and Mommy?" They said, "No." I get a kick out of that. Mommy and Daddy been mean to you? That's typical of a kid. I don't need no more kitty cats, people. I don't mind the outside kitty cats. Inside kitty cat, I had maybe 15 to 18 inside kitty cats. Man, they was keeping me busy to clean the cat boxes out. And I tell you a little secret, people. You know how it is if you got kitty cats and you use cat litter. You get the smell when you open the door to come in your house. I tell you a secret that I learned on YouTube from a lady. If you got Tractor Supply, if you got a Tractor Supply in your area, they got what they call horse pellets. It's pine horse pellets they use for bedding. You put some horse pellets in a cat box. You might have to sprinkle some cat litter in it where they get used to it. It cuts a whole lot of smell out of your house. People can't tell if you got cats. If you keep horse pellets clean, when them horse pellets gets wet, it turns into sawdust. I want you people to try that. I got to scroll down. And what happened, people? Let's get back to Muscatatuck River up around Madison. And I was walking out all once. I got in the hole and I swallowed some of that river water. Lucky there was what you call a paddle boat where people sits in that got pedals on it. Lucky they was there. I've probably been dead now. Probably. This is back in, I say, maybe elementary school. I don't know if school take field trips or not anymore. I remember going to the Louisville Airport when I was a kid. I remember going to the Back Factory. I remember going to the Opry. I think it was Madame Butterfly. And went to what they call it, Fountain Ferry in Louisville. They had the old wooden roller coaster. And they also had go-karts. I rode the whole day riding go-karts at Fountain Ferry in Louisville, Kentucky, which is no longer there in Louisville, Kentucky. And happy birthday to everybody. Happy anniversary if you got married on today's date. You know, that's how come even when I went swimming, I had to know how deep it was. Because, that me almost drowning one time scared the daylights out of me. If I get on the low diving board, I was okay. When I got on the high diving board, and girls, well, I had all girls. I got about maybe 15 kids, and only one of them's a boy. And he's in his 30s, disabled. He got arthritis so bad, he can't work no more. He takes medicine, pain medicine. I tell you, people, you all fixing turkey for tomorrow. Yeah, 3 kids that drive you batty. Well, this is all not by the same woman either. It's probably by 4 or 5 different women. And my kitty cats act like kids and they're terrible twos. They worse than kids. But your animals loves you no matter what you do. They are running. But people, your fathers and your parents, tomorrow is Christmas. If your kids are anything like I was when I was little, I got up early to see what Santa Claus got me. One time, Mom played the piano, taught piano lessons and organ. Me and my a-hole brother hid underneath the piano. He got up and went to bed and left me there sleeping. Santa Claus came and had me all boxed in. I couldn't get out. I was trying to catch Santa. Hello, Cop Watts. I was watching our buddy on YouTube for public safety, Chris and Tiffany. I was watching Chris since I had to subscribe to him again. And I miss listening to Chris's YouTube channel. And those shows he had there from Meade County, Kentucky. Meade County, Kentucky is as crooked as Clark County is. I don't like Meade County. Meade County, if you know anything about Kentucky people, I'm just going to mention the one letter, K. That's where they're from, is around Meade County, Kentucky. That's all I'm going to say is the letter K. And JJ, you know, and I tell you something on turkey. I was going to do it. My son done it. You take the turkey, break them up in little pieces. Get you some barbecue sauce. Put some barbecue sauce and stir it up real good. And you have barbecue turkey. Give it a try tomorrow. You know, I tried that. I like it. I ain't had turkey for over 8 years. Probably close to 10 years. And that was pretty nice. I ain't got any canines. Unless you count coyotes and foxes and wolves, possums, raccoons, and groundhogs. You know, that's one I got where I live. No skunks. And people, I also want to tell you, you know, nurses in the hospital, doctor's office, especially the nurses that works in the hospital, thank them for their service. Because them nurses in the hospital, they go through a lot. They put up with a whole lot of bull crap. And I want you to think a nurse. And somebody said, are you going to, sent me an email, said, you going to talk about Scotty Maples? He's a sheriff in Clark County, Indiana. He's trying to fire a deputy named Sergeant Tom Higdon, Hidgon. You see some of my YouTubes about that. The way it is he wants to promote somebody to sergeant. He can't do that without firing Sergeant Tom. We need more police officers like Sergeant Tom. And you saw the video. I know Sergeant Tom for over 20 years. He's always been a nice police officer and all that. He used to work in the jail, just like Scotty Maples. I've seen Scotty Maples when he was a jail guard beat the heck out of inmates when he was a jail guard. That's a fact. I saw it with my own eyes. And he's not a leader. Also, why is deputies retiring? That's a question. Why is deputies of the Clark County Sheriff's Office is retiring? What's going on there? Scotty Maples was Jamie Knoll, the sheriff who's in prison now for 12 to 15 years. He was his number 2 deputy. I know Jamie Knoll paid him cash, but is Scotty Maples being arrested? He snitched on Jamie Knoll. He said he brought it to the state police. That's a lie. For public safety, Chris Ryder and Tiffany brought it to the state police, not Scotty Maples. And also, in that video I showed, it was 55 days before he done anything, because Scotty Maples caught Sergeant Tom Higdon wearing the other candidate's shirt and hat. who's a federal retard officer. And then he decided to do this and that. But as long as I've known the last 10 years or more, Sergeant Higgin always worked third shift. That's usually 10 to 6 o'clock or 9 to 6 o'clock, something like that, the shift. But the video shows them side by side. But if you look at those two videos I showed you on my YouTube channel, it don't look like the same location. You didn't hear none of them deputies talking on the radio because those body cams would pick it up. But I know for a fact, people, if you don't know about these new police radios, they're what they call P25 digital 800 megahertz. When they key up, like the police car, it has an ID. You key up the walkie-talkie, it has a different ID. And it shows that Sergeant Higdon did key up his handheld walkie-talkie. But they have deleted videos before under Jamie Knoll, especially when those ladies in Clark County Jail got raped by other inmates. That's a fact. Them, I'm going to say 10 ladies, it could be more than that got raped by inmates. The jailer supposedly gave him the key. He didn't give him the key. He still hasn't been to court or plea bargain or motion of discovery. It's been over 4 years. And this guy has not been to court yet. Clark County is crooked. I know other parts of the United States. You got counties and police departments is crooked. You got bad police officers. And since I don't have a computer, people, just like under Jamie Knoll, they had a lady deputy, Rachel Lee. She was a captain. And Jamie Knoll wanted to get rid of her because he promised somebody else the rank of captain. He can't do it while Rachel leaves. He lied and all this and brought her up in front of the merit board. Okay, I tell you something about Clark County, Indiana merit board system. It's appointed by the sheriff. And most of Clark County merit board is not cops and people like you and me. I don't like Clark County Sheriff. I don't like him. Clark County is crooked, people. I've seen Clark County shoot up a house just like he did in Louisville, Kentucky years ago. Veronica Taylor, that black lady who was an EMT, they knocked on the door and her boyfriend shot back. What would you do, people, if somebody tried to bust your door in? Wouldn't you shoot and ask questions later? That's what this guy did. And they violated, they even had a riot in Louisville, Kentucky over this crap. It was called what they said a no-knock warrant. People, I know some people, you bust into the door, they're going to shoot you. And you know, I got my property booby trapped. If you ain't got a light on, you're going to trip over things. I know where everything is out on my porch. Everybody got cameras up and down my driveway, up on the main road, the house is up there. Everybody got cameras. You know, this is out in the country. And you mess with old people, they're going to shoot you. That's a fact. I forget where it was. I think it was Indiana. A bunch of kids broke into an old man's house. Broke into the old man's house. He grabbed his gun and shot him and charged him with murder. And, well, but they dropped the charge because finally it was self-defense. You got the right to defend yourself, but always record. You know, I can't get it through everybody's head. You record. Some people I know is not on here because they celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, then they go the next day. And I want everybody to always record, protect yourself. If you got a dash cam, record when you're driving, protect yourself. You save you a bunch of headaches. Say you're at a stoplight, you got a green, and you go through there. You're gonna get T-boned. If you ain't got a dash cam, 90% of the time the cop is gonna blame both of you, unless you got a dash cam. I want you all to think about it. Get your dash cam. And watch out for these third parties like through Amazon, Walmart, and Target. If you're looking at computers and it says PC online, stay away from it. You're going to end up getting a used computer that they put ransomware on it, and you're going to be up the creek. So stay away from it. If you're going to buy a new computer, go to Best Buy. Somebody got a computer right there where you can take home with you right there and then. And also, I will get the warranty to be on the safe side. And I want to thank all the kids that help us old people to understand computers, cell phone, what type of cell phone we should get, and memory that we should get with a cell phone, like 512 or 1 gigabyte in your cell phone, because people remember you have to update your apps on your cell phone. If you get these smart TV, ice boxes, kitchen stove, washer and dryer, they're smart. They gonna have to be updated. Just like my electric dryer I got a year ago this month on around the 12th of December of last year. It didn't work. Then they brought another one 2 weeks. It lasted less than 30 days. We made phone calls to LG, ThinQ, electric people. And you seen it on my videos. And they supposed to give us the money back. Again, people, you need an old-fashioned stove where it's not smart. You know, If you can get by with it, get you a regular ice box, a regular electric stove, because they get the smart and they have Wi-Fi or internet, you're going to be in trouble. Just make sure you ain't got nothing in your oven or on top of your stove. If you go away, you got something on top of your stove or in your oven, you're going to burn the house down. Then there'd be a lawsuit for that company. And I got researching LG electric stove on this model I had. It shorted out. They had recalls and they had a bunch of problems. So I want you all to be careful. And you people back in 23 to 25 that use Amazon Prime, you should be getting a check from the lawsuit that the Federal Trade Commission when they sued Amazon. And I got to wait until my check comes in. Well, let's see, the 3rd is on Saturday and Sunday. 1st, the bank is closed. It might come in next week, because the 1st is a holiday, and to cash my little check. I thought I'd pay more than that with Amazon within 2 years of that Amazon Prime. And I read the letter to you all, I think last night, and all this to you all very nice people. So you're my YouTube family. I'll be on here sometime tomorrow because Christmas is lonely. I'm going to be sad, probably crying, just like I watched 2 Christmas shows today. Hello, 709. Okay, you and your family have a Merry Christmas there, 709. And I know you got kids. If it's anything like when I was a kid, they're going to wake you up early. They're going to wake you up early where they can get out there and see Santa Claus stuff that Santa Claus got them. That's how I was, and that's how every kid is. They wake up before the parents does on Christmas. You new parents, if your kid's able to walk, they're going to get up early on Christmas. Maybe 3 years old, 2 years old, they kind of know what Christmas is about. Yeah. Like I said, Christmas is a bad time for a whole lot of people. They're going to be sad. You got homeless people, veterans that's homeless. And they lost loved ones. They won't be able to share their Christmas, because their loved ones is dead. It's like me. I can't share my Christmas. And because my family, my mom and dad's dead. My a-hole brother's a a-hole. He hasn't got me nothing for Christmas since Mom passed away back in 17, almost been 10 years. It's been longer than, it's been probably 11 years. Because she died, it's been probably 12 years since I've had a good Christmas. That's what happens when you use loved ones and got an a-hole for a brother. And I want to educate you people, it's young. When you get married or make a will out, people listen to me because this will happen to you. When you make a will out, have a couple of lawyers as administrator. Do not choose anybody in your family as administrator. They have put the shaft to you. That's a fact. I know too many people that got screwed because of family. I got screwed because supposedly my brother was administrator. Or he made himself. Dad and Mom had a will. I still got screwed. And you heard me talk about the ex-sheriff who's in prison, Jamie Noe from Clark County, Indiana. He screwed his brother's family when he passed away. So don't trust family. When you make your will out, get somebody like a lawyer, a couple of lawyers. Maybe have 3 different lawyers, lawyer 1, lawyer 2, lawyer 3, and so on. But do not choose anybody in your family as administrator of it. Because you're going to find out, people, that I am right. Just like my brother. He screwed me out of $90,000 plus. They ain't counting the insurance money that was left to me. And Dale Robinson from State Farm at Charlestown, Indiana, made it out to him instead of me. Which that's how come I'm no longer with State Farm. And State Farm bound to have a corporate office. Every time I look State Farm up, it comes up with all these different agents. I want the home office, the main office, not an agent. I want the main office, the corporate office. That gets me choked up. Like, I check my mailbox after I'm on the main road. Nothing in the mailbox. I usually get Christmas cards. I didn't get a Christmas card from anybody. And I think it was last week. No, it was back around the 3rd, 4th, somewhere in there. I got a birthday card from my bank. I didn't get a birthday card from anybody else. And people that sent me stuff to my post office, I'm not going to go there until Saturday. Because I think they close Friday and Saturday, or today and tomorrow. I don't know, but I'm going to go Saturday. If I get anything at the post office, I tell you on my YouTube channel, I got something from the YouTuber. I'm not going to mention the name or where they're from. And probably open it up on YouTube. Like Now, I don't know if you all watch What the Hells in Otter Creek, Florida, and Ohio. They open letters and boxes and stuff like that. But I don't get nothing like it from YouTubers. You know, I'm supposed to get something in the U.S. mail at my post office. Only a few people knows my home address. And, because I can trust them. How did I get on this? What happened to my local TV station? I ain't up on Pluto. I don't mind it, but it's too early in the night to watch Pluto. But people, I miss this time of year, Christmas shows. Where's the show Santa Claus, with Tim Allen? It has been on the last 2 or 3 years. But I did see Mickle on 34th Street today. And that was a black and white Mickle on 34th Street. So, and they used to have other Christmas shows about Jesus. How come the TV stations don't do that anymore? Is some people getting offended because of that? It makes me mad. No Santa Claus shows. Like what's his name? Tim Allen, two-time guy that got to be Santa Claus. I think they made 3 or 4 Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen in it. How come they don't have that anymore? That makes me mad, people. And I'll show you my Christmas light I got on. See, that's my only Christmas lights I got in my house. And, I asked Santa Claus people to bring me a new laptop or desktop. But if you bring me a desktop, that means I need a keyboard, a monitor, and a camera. A laptop got all that built in, but kind of has to be like a gaming computer with 1 gigabyte of hard drive, a good graphics card. At least you all people understand it better than I do. At least 16, whatever, I know there's 4, 8, and 16. I'd rather have 16 and a good graphics card. Well, I can do better videos because I was just learning DaVinci, but people has talking to me about CapCut. I've watched a few videos about CapCut. So, So I want to thank my YouTube family. The reason I start my YouTube, because us old people don't have nothing to do. We're bored. We figure we start a YouTube channel to help your younger people out, to educate you. How to stay married 20 plus years, 20 to 60 years of marriage. Try to tell you what kind of jobs to get, and teach to stay in school. We try to teach you younger people how to survive as long as we have. You people got kitty cats. I try to teach you what I use for cat litter. You know how it is. If you use regular cat litter, you know how bad it smells. But using those horse pellets, pine sand from Tractor Supply, it's a whole lot better. Not as messy. It does pretty good, people. Yeah. Is anybody going to come and see me Christmas? Nope. My brother. I'm not getting anything tomorrow. Because where I live, people, I can give you my address. And you can program it into your GPS. You still cannot find my address. That's a fact. Because I don't live at the address that I would give you. That's where my mailbox is, but I don't live on that road. That's the bad part about it. I live on another road. It don't even show it on the GPS. It don't show it. But there's the east side and the west side. Here's where it gets confusing, people. I live on the west side. I'm going to use that for a figure of speech. Say, I live at number 1 west side. On the east side, there's a number 1 east side. But 2 different names. I'm just using that for a figure of speech. But why would they have the same address on the east and west side? The same address. It's stupid. I don't know if Clark County done that or whoever done it. You don't have the same address on the same road. That's a fact. When I first moved in here, people, I had to call 911. The ambulance could not find my house. Because anything fire departments, they got a book with all the county roads, city roads. They give you the closest intersection or crossroads. They couldn't find my house, period. They had to call me back to find out where I lived. They kept driving up and down the main road. And the GPS couldn't tell them where I lived. They couldn't find number 1 west. It's stupid. It's a life or death situation. So, everybody, be careful. If you can help people out on Christmas, I've said for the past week, there's people out there. Hello, Joanne. I know I'm not on a map. I'm a hillbilly. I think I told you my address. You cannot find it on a GPS. You can't find it on Google. It'll have you go to the east side. I don't live on the east side. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's crime. You know, once the UPS or FedEx gets here, been here one time, it's into the computer. They know where they have to turn to get to my house. You know, the ambulance can't, fire trucks can't. You know, it's weird, people. Remember, anytime you all call 911, tell them how to get where you're at. A mile marker or a mailbox or the highway you're on. What color your house is. What kind of car you got in the driveway. You know, that's safety. I'm trying to teach a younger generation. You know, when you're riding shotgun, don't play on your phone. Watch where whoever's driving, where they're going, because you can have a wreck. If you're on your phone texting or playing games, how you going to know where you're at? You know, use your head. I keep drilling that to my son. Every time we get in the car, he's on his phone playing games. I said, you need to pay attention to where in the heck you're at. What happens if we have a car wreck? You know, that's what I'm doing. When I'm driving, my head, my eyeballs is moving. Watching out for Rudolph. Make sure I don't hit Rudolph or a raccoon or a possum or whatever. I'm watching. I ain't on my phone. I don't answer my phone when I'm driving. You know, it's suicide. People don't pay attention. Back months ago, I don't know if I was live streaming or what. I was coming home. I was on the main highway. This blue Ford pickup truck decided to pass me on a hill. And once he hit his brakes, almost took my rear quarter panel out. From thereafter, he was driving slow. He almost totaled out his Ford pickup truck on the head-on collision. He would have took out me and the car was coming the other way. People, please pay attention when you're driving. Don't text. Don't talk on your phone. If you get a phone call, don't answer that. Because you're talking on your phone, you're not paying attention where you're driving. I've seen too many wrecks. Yeah. You know, I got my cruise control hidden, energy. I got my cruise control when I'm on the highway sitting about 54 miles an hour. People pass me up like I'm sitting still. Some of them pass me on a double yellow line. Where's Smokey the Bear when you need him? You know, people is stupid. Like yesterday, there was 2 wrecks. People did not pay attention. Both of them was in Scott County, Scottsburg City, and the other one is in the county. The first one was there at Leota Road, 31 and 356 by this dollar store. A man hit a woman in the butt. Okay. When I was coming back from the JC store after getting a newspaper, then the JC store, at the stoplight by the Shell Gate gas station and what's that crossroads? Maybe Orange Street. This lady hit the man in the rear end in a pickup truck. Her front end of her car was all tore up. Probably $4,000 worth of damage. She was not paying attention, just like this guy that hit this lady there at Leota Road wasn't paying attention. People pay attention. And she had to go faster and want to do that much, then her front end was tore up. Radiator, bumper, hood. She had to be doing maybe 20 miles an hour when she hit the guy in the rear end. The police wasn't even there yet. The ambulance was, but the police wasn't in Scottsburg. That was yesterday. Probably around lunchtime, 11 to 12, somewhere. But people, when you're driving, pay attention. Watch what you're doing. That's what causes wreck. People don't pay attention. Yeah, see the kitty cat back there? That's Alex. That's Alexi's mother. Her mother is Margaret, who looks just like her. Alex always sleeps right there. She always sleeps right there. And I love kitty cats. Kitty cats is my therapy animals. Any animals you got inside your house, they know when you feel bad or there's something wrong with you. They know when you feel bad. I love kitty cats. I got maybe 15 to 20 outside cats. I had a mama cat and 4 babies when she moved in over here outside. Mama Blackie passed away a year ago this month. Yeah, I love dogs too, but dog and cats probably don't get along. Plus, my yard is not fenced in. My outside cats loves me about 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 or 10 o'clock. It depends when I wake up. I try to wait till 9 or 10 o'clock. Oh, a wiener dog, yep. Kitty cats can eat them for dinner. I've seen a few wiener dogs that the cats don't like, but if they grow up together, they get along pretty good. But usually the kitty cats, if the dog gets too close to them, they let them know who the boss is. Okay. You know, if they tap him, they're okay. But if they come out with their toenails, they're like razor blades. They'll cut the heck out of a doggy's nose or the skin. If you see my legs, people, and my thighs, you swear I get abused by somebody. I got scratches all over my leg. When I had my bed facing east and west, underneath the window, when the cat always get up there to sleep, they fall out, they come out with their claws. I had all kinds of scratches on my head, here, all over my head. you know. But since my bed faces, see, south is my headboard. There ain't no headboard. My feet faces north. But I love my kitty cats. I know you love your all pets. If you live out on the farm, you got your favorite farm animals. If it's a cow, a pig, or a horse, or ducks, or chickens, roosters. There's one of them animals that loves you very much. I've seen this lady who has a cow. That cow loves her to death. I've seen some with billy goats and chickens or ducks or geese, pigs. You know, they love, you know, they're good animals. And I just hope everybody has a good Christmas. Me, I'm not going to have a good. Yeah, as long as you're good, like I've always asked kids when I see them in the store, I said, "You a good boy and girl?" I said, "Yeah." "How about mom and daddy?" "No." I get a kick out of it. That means the kids, in a way, been bad. And mommy and daddy laugh about it. "You sure mommy and daddy been bad?" "Yes." "Well, that means Santa Claus won't come and see them then." But it tells me that the kid been bad, but I love asking kids around this time of year. I get a kick out of it. Well, I know here in Indiana, people, they got a law. Same to you, Sherman, that if you got kids here in the state of Indiana, I don't know if any other states has it. They should. If you're in the car and you smoke and got kids, you're in trouble. If you smoke in a house and got kids, you're in trouble. And I saw the other day, yesterday for a fact, this guy got out of the car smoking, and I guess it was his daughter, got out of the back seat. Maybe he didn't know the Indiana law says you cannot smoke in the car with a kid in the car. Maybe he didn't know, but I didn't say a thing. That's not my place to say anything, because you know what happened if somebody said, Indiana has a law that says you cannot smoke in a car with a child in the car. But I didn't say nothing. But I didn't see a window open in the car. But still, in Indiana, they can arrest you. That when they said no smoking in the car, that means no smoking in the car, even with the window down. Because your kids in the back seat, they might have the window down. That smoke gonna come right back into the car. If I saw somebody smoking, they got a kid in the car, if I was a cop here in Indiana, I would write them a ticket. I would. I might be an a-hole for doing it, but that's the law. There's some laws I would be relaxed on. When I was a kid, and if I'd done, they had this Indiana State Police trooper. When I had my motorcycle, man, I popped a wheelie. I was getting on it. Yep, that's what. And this state cop, his name is George True. True. He came the sheriff of Jefferson County, Indiana, which is Madison, Indiana. He pulled me over. He said, Tom, I'm not going to write you a ticket. Here's what I want you to do. You go home and tell your father that I pulled you over for speeding and popping the wheelie. Because I will see him at Lodge tonight, because George True was a Mason. And I told Dad, he said, give me your keys. I told him, I said, George True going to talk to you tonight. He came home and said, George did talk to me. I knew if I didn't tell him, George would, and I'd been in 10 times worse trouble. But I did get out with a ticket because my dad took the keys away from me, from my motorcycle. Maybe for a week or two, I had to walk or ride a bicycle. I could pop wheelies on my bicycle. I could get a speeding ticket on a bicycle. I got pulled over for speeding on a bicycle. That's the truth, people. It wasn't no electric bicycle. It was either a 10-speed or whatever they had back in the 60s. I know they had a 3-speed bicycle. Then they came out, what, 10-speed, 13-speed, something like that. I got a ticket for speeding on a bicycle. Went in front of the city judge. He looked at it and said, dismissed. He said, what's that stupid cop think he was doing? You know, nobody's perfect, people. You know, nobody's perfect. We've been in trouble when we was a kid. I'm going to tell you something, people, but don't you do, because you end up getting arrested. Hello, Clara. Hi, welcome. Merry Christmas to you and your family. That when I was young, you know those metal thumbtacks? I used to put them in a teacher chair or a student chair. When the teacher sit down on the thumbtack, I got yelled at. But you do it today, you end up getting arrested for assault and battery, or probably worse. So don't do anything stupid. You know, I told you some of the stupid things that I done when I was a kid. When I got my driver's license, people, this time of the year when it snowed, I used to take my car out in the school parking lot and do donuts. There's times a few city cops that would do donuts in the snow. You do it today, they arrest you for doing donuts in the parking lot. That's a fact. What we used to do in the 50s and 60s, you do it today, you get arrested. I remember when I used to drink when we were young, the cops would make you dump everything you had to drink out in the street. That hurt you more than anything. They're not like they are today, take you to jail. Why can't they call somebody to take you home? It's all a money game. People, New Year's Eve coming up. The cops is going to be out looking for drunk drivers. That's a fact. You know that. They warn you on TV. They warn you in like Facebook, X, and all that. They warn you they're going to be out looking for drunk drivers. And your idiot still gets out there, drink, and get put in jail. Nobody's to blame except you. If you're going to drink, stay at home. Make sure you got enough where you can stay at home, Put your keys somewhere where you won't know where they are until the next morning. If you're going to have company come over to your house and party, take their keys away from them and have sleeping bags that they can sleep in your house until they sober up. Please do that. And, I'm trying to help you younger people out. Just like, I'm going to tell you a story. This is a true story. I was in the barbershop in Charlestown. That was Jack Menz's barbershop up on the square next to City Hall. This guy came in, Jack cut his hair. He was a drunk. I knew who he was. And Jack asked this guy, said, "You going to go out and drink tonight since it's New Year's Eve?" The guy said, "Nope, I'm going to stay home." Jack asked him, "Why?" "It's amateur night. All the amateurs gets out New Year's Eve to drink." That's true, people. There's more people drinking New Year's Eve than any other time of the year. Just like Christmas. There's people going to get arrested tonight because they're driving home drunk. They always drink on Christmas Eve. Sometimes they have a wreck. They hurt somebody or they kill somebody on Christmas Eve. It happens every year. And I'm still trying to get my new computer that I got in February. It won't do nothing. I go plug it in, it act like it's shorting out the little cord. Then I unplug it, plug it into the other computer, it works. But I got ransomware, I guess what you call it, from PC Online. I can't do nothing. Because they got my computer shut down until I paid for McAfee antivirus. I ain't going to do that crap. So that's how come I try to warn you all about PC Online, because I don't want nothing happen to you all. If you're going to buy your computer, Best Buy or Dell Computer, or go to Dell Computer's website or HP website and buy it directly from them. Don't buy it from a third party. And some of you people, if you like me, got a check the other day from Amazon for my lawsuits on Prime that the Federal Trade Commission sued Amazon. I got a check between sometime in 23 to 25, I think in June. I'm not sure on the month, but the year was 23 and 25. There for 2 years. You should be getting a check from this lawsuit if you use Prime in 23 and between 23 and 25. The more you use it, the more money you get back. I didn't know nothing about the lawsuit. I heard that Amazon was getting sued. That's how come I want you all to be careful. I want to thank all the new subscribers and all the people that gives me the thumbs up. Because you're my YouTube people, my family. Just like your YouTube, you got people that subscribes to you. That's your YouTube channel. tomorrow is Christmas. I'll probably get on about 9 or 10 o'clock, and everybody gonna have all the Christmas presents open and all this. I'm not getting nothing. Hello, how much what? A octosite, ACOSITO. What do you mean, how much? But that computer that I got from how much from the lawsuit from Amazon and the Federal Trade Commission? It's around $50. I didn't use Prime that much, probably 3 or 4 times, 5 times, I don't know. They had the date from, I think it was June of 23 to June of 25. You should get a check in the mail that the address you use or if you use it for a month, I don't know. You might get $10 back, you might get $50 back, $100 back, I don't know. Because between the June of 2023 and June of 2025, I don't know how much I spent. But it's around $50. I'm going to put it in my account when my check shows up at the bank. I didn't know I was getting it. I love money too. I wish I had a new computer. Because I got a new computer, but I got ransomware from PC Online. I can't even do nothing. They got it where the power won't even come on. Maybe you can't even get in there to reset it. I'd rather be on a computer and my cell phone. I can do more on a computer and I can my cell phone. North Champion Lane, crashes of Hazleton Way, repeating Monroe Township First Responders, District 3, reading difficulty 1875 North Champions Lane, timeout 2307. What's that crossroad for that fire department? I'm getting tired of watching this cop-picking commercial on TV. Talk about Omega. I tried that once, and it didn't do what they said it would do for me. It's been a few years ago. I like it. See, this ain't a police scanner. It's a radio. It's a radio, a transmitter. There's a button right here where you can push it and talk on. The police around here now use what they call the P25 800 megahertz digital. Them radios is over $1,000. The reason all police departments, fire departments, and ambulance, Secret Service, FBI, U.S. Marshals, the reason they went to P25 800 megahertz digital radio is because of 9/11. If you all remember the 9/11, when it happened in New York, you had the police department, the fire department, the ambulance, and everybody else. They all was on different radio frequencies. They couldn't talk to each other. That's why the federal government, the FCC, and Homeland Security made all departments, police, fire, ambulance, hospital, all go to P25 800 digital radios where they can all talk like the state police can talk to the sheriff without going through dispatch, or they can talk to the fire department without going through dispatch. You know, that's how they do it now. Where before they had to go through either dispatch and they had to call the fire department or like that, or have another radio in their car where they could talk to the fire department or the city or the county, stuff like that. Now they just have one radio. And it's, like I said, those P25 800 digital radios, they're not cheap. They're not cheap. Just like if you buy a P25 800 digital scanner, time you add everything to it, you looking at about $1,000. You know, you gotta have Motorola 1, Motorola 2, DMR, and NX, or is it NDX something? You looking at about $1,000. I can't afford $1,000. I got an old scanner in there where the computer table is. I got it on airplanes, ham radio, family radio, fire departments, you know, like around here in people, like Henryville, Sellersburg, Utica, Charlestown, New Washington, they carry pagers, and they transmit on the low frequency, you know, like say 154.43 is what they use around here for the fire department. They dispatch it on there. But when they go 10.8, they go 10.8 on the 800 radio, but they do dispatch on both of them, you know, like simulcast cast or something. It's transmitted on the old frequency and the other frequencies. That's how they do it on the volunteer fire department around here. Plus, I got trains on the old police radio. I listen to trains, but I don't know that much about train talk. Police frequencies, I know the talk about. But the police also and fire departments around here, they use computers. Sometimes you won't hear them on the radio. They use a computer. That's their data. So we don't get to hear that. Some police departments in the United States, like your Secret Service, it's scrambled. There's no way you're going to hear them unless you work for the radio people. You can program your own. I know a ham radio operator. I don't know if he's dead or. Hello, Peter. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your family. Welcome. Hello, RM. Hope you and your family have a Merry Christmas up there in Canada. I think I said it earlier, people. I'm not doing it because RM is in here. A nurse. When you're at a hospital, people, thank a nurse for their service. I don't say it because RM's in it. I do it in all of my videos. Nurses that work in the hospital, they're very special. They work in the ER, trauma, critical babies, burn victims, heart attacks. It's very special people, nurses, that takes care of us. So the next time you're in the hospital, people, well, food is good too in the hospital. The last time I was in the hospital, you could order food up until 11 o'clock. But the doctors that was there, they got in trouble with the federal government, putting pacemakers in that people who didn't need. The hospital closed up, and my heart doctor, he got 42 months in a federal prison. And I heard he died in the federal prison. I don't know, but I never did check it. And let you all know, you people in the hospital, goes to a hospital, you think that's a vacation. You get to sleep. I tell you this fact. Nurses wake you up to take your blood pressure. Why they do that, I tell you. This does make sense. Some people, if they go to put the BP cup on, you're going to turn around, you're going to smack them. That's why they wake you up in the hospital before they take your blood pressure. Unless you... I got mine, let's see, last Friday or Saturday. Mine's for around 50. I didn't know anything about a lawsuit. I've heard people, well, I'm waiting for my son to get his. He used Prime a few times. He hasn't got no check yet. I think mine came to my post office box. I think. Yeah, it came to the post office box. Because all my important mail goes to my post office box. You know, food stamps, bank statements, electric bill, water bills, everything, it goes to the post office box. The only thing I get in my mailbox is junk mail. It goes in file 13. And you got to cash that check by February, I think, 6. It tells in a little letter that the check is attached to. So when I go to the bank on the 3rd, or whenever we get paid, it might be next Tuesday or Wednesday, New Year's Eve. I don't know. You know, I got to check my bank account. Then I can go to the bank and early in the morning take out some money, at least $75, and $50 goes on a credit card. Yeah, no, $30 goes on a credit card, and $20 for my water bill, and other 25 goes something I got to do in January. So, and your kids, what time is it? Let's see if I can see what time it is. It's probably around 11 o'clock, I guess. I don't know. I got to go down to a local channel. Yeah, it's
winter storm rolled through on the 22nd and the 23rd of that month of that year. But of course, no white Christmas this year. That is the case across much of the country outside of the.
It's 51 degrees outside, people. The time is 11:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Of the country, and we will continue to see these unseasonably warm temperatures through the weekend. That front that we've been tracking is actually lagging now until we have.
And you kids out there, don't worry. Santa Claus will get to you if you ain't got snow. He got a special sled and a go without snow. Santa Claus been around a long time. He don't need snow to fly through the air. But Santa Claus will get to you. There's no snow. Like I said, it's 51 degrees outside from what they say on WHAS Channel 11 News out of Louisville, Kentucky. Thursday is about 40% rain. Friday, 40%. Saturday, about 65. Sunday, about 68. Man, we having a heat wave. We're having a heat wave, people. We just glad we don't live in Canada. If I live in Canada, people, if I was born in Canada, I would have a four-wheel drive Jeep or a 6x6 Army vehicle. Because every time it snows in Canada, people, they get 12 to 15 inches. That's their common snow that they get in Canada. Here where I live, if we got 12 to 15 inches, we'd be snowbound. We would be snowbound. We couldn't get out. We couldn't even walk in our yard. We would have to have a four-wheel drive Jeep or pickup truck where we could get out if that was our regular snow every year. But Canada, every time it snows, they get 12 to 15 inches or a little bit more. And probably Alaska. Anybody on here from Alaska? let us know how much snow you get in Alaska. I'd like to get some people on here from Alaska. And people where I live, you can look it up in your search engine, the Ohio Valley. I live in the Ohio Valley. I don't live in Ohio. I live in Indiana. I think that includes Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, maybe Michigan, and Illinois. You look it up. If you want to change the weather, just move to the Ohio Valley. You never know what it's going to do. You know, if you want to change the weather, if you love snow, if you love 12 to 15 inches of snow, move to Canada. If you love snow, move to Canada. You know, antifreeze that they use in Canada is different from the antifreeze what we get here, because the temperature gets way, way below zero, maybe minus 15 or maybe more. So the antifreeze that they put in the cars in Canada is different from what we get here in the USA. Maybe some people might think in return. Take your money, if you know how to do it, how to convert it over to Canadian money, you will find out your money's worth a little bit more in Canada as one is here. If I take what I get here a month, I'll probably have $3,000 to $5,000 a month to live on. But rent in Canada is about the same as here, anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month in Canada. And that's, you know, it's weird. I haven't even took my medicine yet. Did I take it yesterday? No, I have to take it tonight. If I don't, my blood pressure will go up. I'll tell you a little secret, people. I'm not a doctor or a nurse, just by my experience. If you start getting migraine headaches, I know you people get migraine headaches, go to the doctor, unless you got one of them portable BP cups. Check your blood pressure. That's a sign that you got high blood pressure. No, I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the field, just by my experience. That's how I found out I had high blood pressure, because of migraine headaches that I had since probably 20s. But back there then, I used to drink alcohol 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I'd get up and went to school drinking, came home drunk, went to bed drunk. You know, I always had a headache, but I never thought it was due to high blood pressure. So people, if you have migraine headaches, go to the doctor. Well, I try when I get sick. When I get sick, I fix me a hot toddy. It's about a shot of whiskey, honey, and real lemon. The kind you squeeze, not in the bottle, the real lemon. And you mix. Well, that's what I did. That's how they found out I had high blood pressure. I I had migraine headaches, and that's how I found out I had high blood pressure. Not too long after that, I started having heart attacks. And to you people here, it's new on YouTube. I had 4 heart attacks, high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, and back problems. And you people know people who had heart attacks and strokes. You don't get upset. Because my moderators will put you in timeout or kick you off of the channel if you start an argument with anybody, because they know that upsets me. You know, I try to do this in every video to warn you all, but the people that watch this later. What would satisfy me tonight, people, since this is Christmas Eve, I like to see 200 subscribers tonight. I don't, because arguing to get you in trouble, arguing to get you in jail, arguing to get you in the hospital, arguing to get you 6 foot underground. Now, I know this is where I'm going to make men mad. I know you men love to argue with a woman. Yeah, that was Alexi going into the kitchen, because my son went into the kitchen. You men always tell your girlfriends or your wives they're wrong. Then you argue. What happens? You get in the doghouse, taking cold showers. You're in trouble. I don't want to argue because, you know, I don't want to have a heart attack. I don't want to get upset. That's how come all my moderators know how I feel. And they won't put up with no bull crap on my YouTube channel. They knows what upsets me. Hello, Daniel. Daniel. Merry Christmas to you and your family. You know, follow your dreams, people. Follow your dreams. Believe in your dreams. Sometimes when you're sleeping, you have a dream. And I just want you to follow your dreams. Don't give up on your YouTube channel. You see where I'm at now. It took a year to get where I'm at now. But some of you people got good YouTube channels. Hello, Jessica, my daughter. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. You drinking your tea tonight, Jessica? Hey, people, it's on my YouTube channel. You see Jessica Ralston, Ralston 211. Jessica Ralston 211. Go to her YouTube channel. Let's help her grow. Watch her videos. Sometimes she gets lonely. She does get a little wild sometimes. Be nice to my daughter there. Bubbling tea. Yeah. I want you to help her YouTube channel grow. And she's a pretty nice daughter. I wish I had more daughters like her. I would love to have more daughters like her. She's very nice. She's nice to her dad. There's Alexi, baby. Hi, Alexi. What you doing? You get some turkey? Let me smell. You been in there eating turkey again? Uncle Tommy gave you some turkey? Your mama didn't go in. If you all kitty cats keep eating turkey, there ain't gonna be none left for tomorrow. No. Okay. You know, 709, your kids is going to wake you up early. I think every kid at Christmas Day wakes their parents up. I did. Dad and Mom always jump on me. I know why. You know too why. But you kids, I hope you're in bed, because Santa Claus won't come until you go to bed. Jimmy Kimmel is on TV, people. I love watching him. I love watching these late shows. My best late show is the Late Show. He was from UK. I miss him. The show that took his place, I don't watch it. I love watching that guy on the Late Show. He was from London, I think was he's from. But I guess the TV, CBS, whatever it is, didn't renew his show. That makes me mad. That's the thing, people. When they have good shows on TV, they don't renew them. Just like I filled a survey out today on Hudson and Rex. I told them exactly how I feel. Until you bring John Redden back, known as Charlie Hudson, I'm not watching your show, and I won't watch it no more. Because Charlie Hudson, a.k.a. John Redden, him and Rex and Sarah is the show. That a-hole that took Charlie's place, he's not a good actor. You people in Canada, there's people, so there's people in the United States that won't watch Hudson and Rex anymore. You people advertise on Hudson and Rex show. You should say, if you don't bring John Redden back, we're not going to sponsor your show anymore. I love watching Charlie and Rex and Sarah. It was just getting good when Charlie or John Redden got cancer. That's what makes me mad. Back to the Future, the guy that played Marty, he had Parkinson's disease. They told people about that, this and that, and Marty, I've done forgot his name. They helped him out, and people that got Parkinson's disease, it helped a whole lot of people. But like on Hudson and Rex, he had cancer. They didn't stand behind him. A TV show that don't back an actor who has cancer, he's over it. And the doctor released him to go back to work. But the producers of Hudson Rex, which I believe is City TV, fired his butt. And I don't watch it. It comes on Mondays and Saturdays here where I live. I won't watch it. I just turn on for a few seconds to see if there are any seasons 8. I went and looked on the internet. There's no John Redden back on Hudson and Rex. So I'm boycotting them. If that's how they treat their own people, because they got cancer, I don't have no pity for people that won't back those people. There's a whole lot of people throughout the United States and other countries that watch Hudson and Rex. They knew Rex, which his name was Diesel, passed away with cancer. And his nephew took over Diesel place. Since Charlie Hudson, a.k.a. John Redden, they did not stand behind his cancer. People want to make money. You make more blankety blank money if you supported John Redden of cancer. But I'm ashamed of City TV in Canada and the producers of Hudson and Rex and your advertisement people in Canada that advertise on Hudson and Rex. I know who the advertisement is. I've seen it. I don't buy your products because you sponsor Hudson and Rex because what City TV done to them. But since people has to go to bed, it's Christmas Eve. I want you all to have a good Christmas, because I ain't going to have one. I ain't getting nothing. And since the post office is closed, be closed until Saturday, so I won't be going to the post office until Saturday, because I'm expecting something come in the U.S. mail from a few YouTubers that emailed me. It's not in the chat. So I want to thank you all for subscribing to my channel, the thumbs up, the 12 people that gave me the thumbs up tonight. God bless you all. God bless you all new subscribers and the sweet comments you had. God loves you. And thank you all for everything you've done for my YouTube channel to help me grow. God will reward you for being the good people you are. If you don't believe in God, it's okay. That's your right. I love you all. Merry Christmas and ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.